And we're back here on Limerick City Community Radio, your city, your station, your voice with me, Patrick Mercie. Kick starting your week every Monday, at 12 to 1, that's what we do. This is the time in our show that we introduce a guest to you. And I don't have to move too far down the country this time. I'm just going to County Clare, to the Banner County, where I'm speaking to someone who has been on our radio show before, but it's been a while. So I decided to give Fiona Brennan a call again because I saw something online. She's launching a new a new program for 2022. And I said, I need to talk to Fiona because my listeners need to know what's happening with Fiona and her business. Fiona, welcome to Limerick City Community Radio.
Hey, hi Patrick, hi everybody. Thank you so much, Patrick, for having me on. Delighted.
Fantastic. As I said, I don't have to go too far. Whereabouts in Clare are you, Fiona?
I am based in Tulla, which is about 50 minutes outside Ennis. Little small place, beautiful place. Love it here. It's just a great part of the world.
Fantastic. And you regularly travel into Limerick, and you've done.
Yeah, Limerick is like my second place. I've worked in Limerick for 16 years, so I just naturally just drive into Limerick, and I do a fair bit of work in there at the moment. So so it's great to be able to actually drive in again and meet people. So yeah, I know Limerick really well.
Well, fantastic. And so welcome again and welcome back. Inspire Action Success, that's your business. Tell us a bit more about you, sir, before we start, for our new listeners that didn't hear you the last time, Fiona.
About me, myself?
Yes.
So I'm a success coach and a project manager, but even outside of all of that, I'm a mum of 3 fabulous children, 2 teenagers and a 10-year-old, and they keep me really busy. A wife, and I'm originally from Cavan, so I'm a Cavan girl down in Clare. I've been a project manager all my working life, as such, by trade, and I work as a project manager in construction. So I have a project management business for companies who want to expand, renovate their premises, small to medium-sized business owners. But I also have Inspire Action Success, which is my coaching business. And in that business, I support business owners where I help them to develop personally themselves so that they can achieve their vision and goals for their business. Because when we start out as a business owner, we very much know what it is we want to do. We very much know the thing that we want to, either the product or the service we're providing. And we're very passionate about that. But what happens is there's a whole personal development end to it, because your business will only be ever as good as you are yourself. It'll only ever elevate as you elevate yourself. So by elevate, I mean just develop yourself to be the most confident, to see yourself in your true value, in your true worth. And there's a lot of, I suppose, there can be time and changes which are not really, I suppose, can be a little bit scary to go through that work, but it's very powerful, and it does then completely change everything, not just for your business, but for you in your personal life. So that's what I'm very passionate about myself, helping business owners to develop so that they can be the best they can be.
It's an interesting angle. It's one you don't often hear in business coaching. Being one myself, is like developing the business through the business owner rather than the other way around. So that's an interesting angle, Fiona. It's kind of new. I thought I'd highlight that because it's kind of something that we often talk about, processes and procedures and whatever, and you're actually going into the personal development of the business owner.
Yeah, and strategies are brilliant, absolutely, and we need strategies. But yes. However, the 5 points or the 10 steps or whatever that is no good to you if you can't actually take those steps, if you can't actually make those steps happen, if you're frozen looking at it, if you can't, explain to people what it is you're trying to do, if you can't, feel the value, and if you're limited maybe by things that maybe you're afraid of the success, as well as afraid of the failure. There's security, insecurity, all of this stuff. So strategies are wonderful, but you need to be developed in order to take those strategies.
Because I've often seen myself businesses that are running and businesses that are taking over, but when the business owner runs on empty, eventually the whole thing collapses, right?
Yes, absolutely. Because you're only as good as your business is only as good as you are, because you are your business. And a point from that is, when we think, oh, well, everyone else is doing this and look at the competition, you know what? When it boils down, there is really no competition, because you are unique. So there is nobody else who can compete with you. you bring your uniqueness to your product or your service, and that's what highlights you and that's what brings you to the next level. And when you completely look after yourself and you realize how valuable you are to the business, then that changes everything. It changes your thinking about it, and it takes you out of all the doing, because we can get lost in the busyness of all the things that need to be done every minute of every day and the to-do lists and all of that. It's about stepping away from that at times, as many times as you can, and actually, you know what, who am I being right now? Am I being the best person I can be right now to my supplier, to my client, to my employee, to my contractor, whoever it might be, to my family member, to my friend?
I was just going to say that.
And what do I need to change, you know?
I was going to just say that as well. Outside of the suppliers and the whatever, like, am I the best person I can be for my family? Because those are years you'll never get back if you're like so stuck inside the business. You know?
Yeah, you know, and it's a thing we all hear. You know, the 10 things that the person on their deathbed said. They'll never remember all the little nitty gritty to-do lists that they did, but they will remember the moments of good feeling that they had with their partners or their children or their friends, or, you know, or their colleagues. So that's the piece that sticks with you.
Yes.
And that's, I suppose, trying to help people to understand that. And there's so much noise out there. There's so much marketing noise. There's so much online noise. I mean, it's busier now than it ever was before COVID. It's just, it's rampant. So it's now more important than ever to actually be able to step away and see what value you have yourself, without all that noise. Because you do have a lot of value without any of the noise, without having to follow any particular path. Just doing you, your business, your way.
Doing your business your way. What a concept. Huh? Yeah, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. What a concept, right? Because, like, you know, and it's good. I'm laughing, but I'm serious about this, because like most people do what he said, I need to do this, and she said I need to do that, and he said I need to do this, and in the end you're not running your business, you're running everybody else's business through you know, like that kind of way. So fantastic.
Yeah.
So I know from looking online that you're very proactive, Fiona, and you're already thinking about 2022. I know you're already thinking about, like, what are these people going to do next year? There's no point in making a list of things I'm going to do on the 31st of December at 8 o'clock in the evening. So being proactive means you have a masterclass, free masterclass coming up, where business owners can come in. Is it 90 minutes long? Tell us a bit more about that.
I put aside 90 minutes because I do tend to ramble on a bit, so there's no point in fooling anybody and saying I'll have you out in an hour. But also it'll be a little bit more content than I normally put into my master classes, because I want it to be a step out of time. I want to invite business owners to come in and consider that it's not something to listen to, squeeze it in. I actually want you to dedicate the hour and a half to yourself and for your business by coming along. Bring your favorite beverage, coffee, tea, water, whatever, and a lovely notebook and pen, and just sit and listen and answer questions as we go through. I will actually take you through, so you'll walk away with something. You'll walk away with clarity. You'll walk away with some ideas and concepts that will just get you started and get you thinking about what you can possibly make possible for 2022.
Right,
but
and
it's important not to squeeze it in. You know, really, like, if you decide to come along to it, I want you to really just put it into your calendar and book it off, and tell everybody you're not available from 7 to 8:30 that particular evening, the 1st of December. I know it's coming up to Christmas and all that, but just give it as a gift to yourself, as a review of what's been happening, and time to reflect on what you could possibly want to create next year.
So it's an interactive.
Yes. Yeah, very much. Now, you're not going to be listening to me. Yeah, you listen to me a bit, but I'm going to actually get you writing, because there's nothing more powerful than doing writing as you go, because that's what you'll remember.
Mm-hmm.
The brain, it helps you to stay focused on what I'm talking about.
And did you say people are taking an action away with them, or actions away with them as well?
Yeah, you know what? If you tune in and if you're with me on it, you will walk away with an action for yourself, just by virtue of being attentive, being there in the class. You will walk away with something. You know, if you're not fully in it, yeah, it's questionable. But you know, come along, as I said, and
just set the time
and isolate with me for the 90 minutes through Zoom,
So
and
that's
and just give yourself a gift, because I purposely did the 1st of December, because anything later than that it tends to start to rock into, well, it's clashing with all these other activities, especially now that we're a bit more open.
I know, and yet here's one. If I remember last year, not last year, the year before. I organized an event on the 16th of December, and it was sold out because people said, finally something that's not related to Christmas.
Very good.
So you never know.
Yeah, well, you know what? Never assume nothing. Always just try, put it out there, because you know what? What have you got to lose? Absolutely nothing.
People literally said, finally some time for me away from everyone else.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you mentioned it's on the 1st of December, which is a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday evening, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay.
And come and join me, and look, you will.
What you haven't said yet, Fiona, sorry to interrupt you, what you haven't said yet is, where can people register?
Oh yes, that's a good one, alright. I have it on Eventbrite, but you know what? If you look up my LinkedIn profile, Fiona M. Brennan, it's actually on that.
Okay. You know what? I'll tag it on the podcast.
Yeah. I'll give you the Eventbrite link to put on. Yeah.
Fantastic. I'll tag it on the podcast. So, but if they look up now, when they're listening and they want to take action now, they look up Fiona Brennan.
Fiona M. Brennan on LinkedIn.
Brennan on LinkedIn, it'll be there as well.
Yeah.
And it's a free masterclass, correct? You're going to be launching something on that masterclass. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
I am, and so I'm launching a 12-week group coaching program that will follow on from the whole concept in the masterclass, which is all about developing yourself as a person. In January 2020, it's a 12-week group program, and it will help you create a vision for what you want, not just 2020 to look like, but what you possibly want to make happen overall in your life and in your business. Taking that concept then, and then developing yourself so that you can actually start to make those things happen, and take steps then to bring all that into reality. But when you start to develop yourself, and when you start to do lots of little things that I will teach you, you'll see that things just start to naturally improve, not just in your business but in all areas of your life, and that ripples into other people as well. And when other people start to see you change, they start to get curious and change. And one phrase that I love, a coach, an expert that has been in the field for decades, and he's been a mentor to me for a while, he uses the phrase, people ask, how can I help my partner? How can I help my children? How can I help, people be better? And his answer is, the phrase, you can take the horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink, doesn't even apply. It's actually, you cannot even take the horse to the water. You just have to start with yourself. Start with you, and then the horse will get a whiff of it and start to walk, the horse being the other person. So when we want to make changes to people or help others, you have to start with yourself. It does all start with you. Everything starts with you. If we all started with ourselves and do those little changes, imagine if everybody started to do that, then there's a natural ripple effect all over.
Here's a challenge, right? And I've thrown it at a few people. Like, you to do that in public transport on a Monday morning at about 8 o'clock, and you put a big smile on your face and stand in the middle of the bus or the Lewis or the train or wherever you're at, and just don't say a word. You're just the only one with a big smile, and see the environment around you change because of that. That's exactly what it is. Some people will look at you like a weirdo, but they'll start talking to each other and putting their phones away and going like talking, and then the smile comes on their face, and they actually go like, "Are you okay?" and whatever. So yeah, you are the catalyst for change yourself.
Yeah.
So as a business owner, if you work on yourself, you work on your business, you also work on everything else in your life.
Yes.
So it has a ripple effect all the way through.
Massively.
So, yeah. So that's what you're doing. It's a 12-week
program, and it's called Inside Out Success.
Okay. Cool. And that's launching in January. And people who come to your
the masterclass will actually get a link, and probably I haven't decided yet, but probably a special offer for
Okay.
those who actually attend. I'll
Okay.
create something for that, Juicy, to
So
get
that's
people. But
3 months of, yeah.
it's 3 months. You know what? You'll have me for 3 months. You really
Right.
will. It's a small number of people. Going to keep it very small, so that can be nearly almost as intensive as doing one-to-one coaching with me.
Mhm.
And but the beauty of having a small community is even being part of a small group who are also trying to achieve the same thing. You
Yes.
actually learn so much more from other
Mhm.
people's struggles,
Yes.
because at the end of the day we all share the same sort of
Mhm.
struggle, same challenges that we face every day. So even though you might not be facing a particular thing this week, somebody else
Mhm.
is, and then you start to learn, and then when you face it, and everyone starts to support. So it's a really lovely, supportive community, but very intentionally keeping it small,
Yeah.
so that you still get that connection and that segregation of
Yes.
time for you. So I'm very, very excited about it. I think it's going to be amazing. And I would highly recommend people, if you're a business owner, whether you're just starting out or whether you've been in business 10 years, even at this stage. I've worked with all ranges of people in
Mhm.
one-to-one. You know what? You always need help at every stage.
Mhm. Mhm.
So having a coach in your corner, having somebody supporting you for 3 months,
I know.
and others supporting you as well, will do absolutely wonders. Imagine that for the first quarter of 2022. It will absolutely lift you to a whole new level.
So,
And everything that I do, I've done myself. Everything that I work with people is I've tried. I do it myself every day, and it's a mastery. You're always, always, always learning. It's not like, oh, by the 3 months then I will. That's it. I don't need to do anymore. No, it's just you continue. The tools I will give you and that I'll teach you will actually be something that you'll embed forever.
yes. I
Always
like,
have them. And they're simple. They're simple little
yes.
things, not complicated. But
Yeah.
simple is the stuff that we take for granted. Simple is the stuff that we kind of tend to like ignore. Because if it's
Mhm.
not hard enough, oh, then it mustn't be any good. But actually, it's just simplicities. It's what we
Mhm.
were created as human beings. If you think about it, it's very we're very simply, put ourselves into a lost forest or something. You wouldn't be long figuring out how to survive. Very simply.
Absolutely. Fantastic. So it's that collective, but because it's a group, you said like that collective wisdom and that collective accountability that
Yes.
enhances the learning of the whole concept as well.
Yeah, accountability is actually a great word. Thank you, Patrick, for reminding me, because accountability is one of the things that people, business owners, tend to, I suppose, not have, because if you've been an employee, you remember what it's like to have that report on a Monday morning, or else your boss will be sending you emails. So there's a certain amount of accountability there. But when you're a business owner, you have nobody giving you that. So it's very important to have some sort of structure there that helps you, you know, do the things that you said you're going to do.
Mhm.
And if not, why not? As in, where do you need the support? Where are you struggling? What can we help you with? It's not a stick. We throw away all sticks. No sticks allowed.
Yeah, fantastic. Only golden carrots. No, 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 no. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you
So
said
if you're
people.
listening to this, or if you know
Yeah.
anybody who either wants to come, I mean, come along to the masterclass. We'll give you a taster of
Yes.
who I am and what I'm like, because that's very important that we connect.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a matter of just accepting everybody into the program either. We need to
Mhm.
connect in order for it to
Yes.
work. So that's very important. And after 10 minutes of the masterclass, you might say, yeah, no, it's not for me. Or you might think, okay, this is great. I'm going to hang on for the rest of the time. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
okay.
fantastic. So people listening into Kickstart Your Week for the last 5 years know, Fiona, that I'm quite straight and I say it as it is. So people who are listening in to the show now, I would personally recommend you go to the masterclass if you're a business owner and check Fiona out and see if she's for you. I'll tag the link on the podcast. Thanks once again for coming in and chatting to us on Limerick City Community Radio, Fiona.
You are
Good
so
luck with the
welcome. Thank you for
masterclass.
having me.
You're more than welcome, and we'll talk to you very soon again. Take care.
Great. And
Thanks.
everybody have a
Bye.
great week. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.